Okay, it is 5:56 a.m. and me and Sam are talking about stuff that's actually not funny. Now, I personally have epilepsy, and Sam, you have autism,
Autism.
and should I say it? Supposedly,
Yeah,
and supposedly,
possibly.
possibly, supposedly Tourette. Um, and we were recently talking about TV shows that tend to make fun of stuff like that. And, it's out of good humor, we know. But some shit is just really too far.
It's okay to extend, but once it gets
Doing it
when they
once.
like things like Simpsons and South Park, when they start making fun of kids with disabilities,
I don't think they
I
realize it. Like, I don't think they realize how harsh it really is to kids who actually do have that.
and even if they do, I don't even think they really realize what they're actually doing to kids who are sitting behind the TV and seeing that. Not only that, but do they actually know the truth about it?
To me,
Because if they did, I don't think they'd be laughing.
it's like really, they're sending kids, just regular, normal kids, that, okay, it's fine to make fun of kids like that. And it makes kids who do have stuff, it makes it harder for us to fit in at all.
Oh yeah.
And it's,
Because over that kind of stuff, I swear to God, I've sat down in my classroom before and I heard kids, laughing about that. And actually, it was at my friend's house and she was watching the video when they're making fun of like mental retards. And I'm sitting in the back, like, I hope you know, I have some of this. It's minor, but I have it.
yeah.
That's
With,
fucked up.
with me, I've seen movies and stuff like that, and at first, it's like, well, if I keep watching this, and yeah, they do a few stupid shit, and they make fun of it, but I'll try to pass it by. But when they keep doing it, it's like, what the fuck, man? Are you targeting me or something? And I've watched movies on, this one guy was saying this rap thing on how he can dance, and he's like, well, I can do the seizure. And he starts going into like this little mock seizure, and it's like, don't you know shit like that can cause brain damage, and it could possibly hurt us physically.
Honestly, Sky, people like that who make those, I guarantee you, they probably do know, but they don't give a shit. I
Yeah.
mean, all they want to do is sit behind on their little, thing that they're making and just make fun of something. They don't even understand it. They don't give a shit.
What really pisses me
They just
off,
want to laugh about it. They want to judge people.
what really pisses me off though is that they're making billions or millions of dollars off of making that, and kids laughing at it and not even realizing how bad things really are.
Exactly. You know what? I think someday someone needs to get on TV who actually has that shit and compare it to themselves. And just so people, who laugh at it can actually see how serious it can be.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, all TV is horrible. It's just certain shit should not be played on TV. I'm not against porn, obviously. I'm not against all that shit. I can get pretty bad too. But disabilities and stuff, that's too far.
Exactly. Not just that, but can you imagine the children who are actually growing up watching that
Yeah.
and how that's going to affect our future?
And it's,
Because disabilities as it is actually rising.
yeah. And it literally, it's like saying to kids, go ahead, poke sticks, poke fun at kids who have cancer or something. And I've seen cancer jokes on TV. I seriously have, and it's pretty bad. You know,
I have to.
and it's like, what the fuck, man? These are kids that are dying, and you're poking fun at them.
Yep.
That's really fucked up.
There's honestly messed up shit out there that people need to,
Actually introduce and say something about.
Yep. And I can tell you right now, all I see is no one at all stepping up and everyone sitting there making fun of it. When really, someone should be out there saying something and doing something to get this crap off TV, and they never do.
And honestly, people who don't say anything about it, we're saying shit about it. We're saying, that we've had enough of it. But people who just sit there and not do anything, I'm saying you're pussies by doing that. You're straight off pussies and cowards for doing it. You know it's wrong.
But then again, it's like you get on TV and you say that stuff, people are going to make fun of you, but at least you're making a damn point to the world, and even if they don't admit it to your face, they're thinking through what the hell they just laughed at, and they're going to feel regret.
Yeah, some people who just don't feel any regret at all, it's like, okay, well, how about we make a video of you and videotape you every day and see your flaws?
Yep.
And if we point out your flaws, well, is that going to piss you off, or are you just going to laugh at yourself? Sure.
You know what I'd say? Someone should do someday is find someone who makes a video like that. Find their most private information, tape it, and then put it on TV and see how they feel.
Yeah. Because it's like, I don't think people realize kids who have autism, epilepsy, whatever, we go through hell. We get tested on, hospitals. We lose our childhood depending on what age we end up having this. We get criticized over kids, thinking it's fine. It's perfectly fine to pick on you, and you're outcasted automatically.
Yep. And then you live your life having to deal with struggling to actually make friends, and then you end up making no friends because that is as it is. Freaking TV's messed up your life.
Yeah. And
because they taught everyone this bullshit that they don't even understand.
And I'm just gonna set
TV is giving no one a chance.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna set this straight right now. This isn't, racism at all right now. This is people thinking everything's funny when certain shit isn't. Don't message me and say, well, you're being racist. This isn't racist. It's really not. If you want to hear racist, I can give you racist.
Trust me, I can too.
There are so many people out there, and it doesn't even have to be black, white, yellow, purple, whatever. We all do stupid shit, and we know it, and we'll laugh about it, later on.
I've heard people who say also that, oh, well, you can't just laugh at a little bit of that stuff, and I've actually heard stuff along the lines as well as not. They're not making fun of you, when really it's like, look what they just did and compare it to me. Yes, they are making fun of me, and you know that.
Yeah. And it's like,
even mothers and fathers, you gotta admit, there's gotta be a mother and father out there with a child with a disability sitting there and laughing at that shit, when really you look at it, they're laughing at their own child.
Yeah. And it's like, if somebody comes up to me, you gotta be able to laugh at some of that. And I'm like, yeah, I'll probably laugh at it a little bit. But really I'm laughing at myself. And then it's like, well, if I'm laughing at myself, what's so fucking funny about it? Some of that shit hurts. And it's like, every time I were to go into a seizure, and I'm getting personal here, I depend on somebody catching me. Because I can't catch myself when I go into a seizure, and I actually end up getting pretty hurt after that. I bit my tongue. I've fallen downstairs probably and not even realize it. I've even had one kid in elementary school say that I touched his dick while I was in a seizure. And it's like, well, I don't even have a clue what I did in the seizure. And this is one of my brother's friends who said that to me.
Wow.
And it's like, okay, to me it's like, okay, whatever, I touched your dick. I don't have a clue, and I don't remember any of it.
They could also just be saying that to you because they want to embarrass you. And to think it's your brother, at that point in time, you and your brother didn't get along. He could have actually made that happen.
Yeah. And
told the kid to say that.
With me, it's like, I'm already embarrassed as it is by going into a seizure in public. Because I fell into a seizure in the middle of the hallway at school. And it's like, I'm already embarrassed. How the fuck can you embarrass me even more by saying, "Oh, you touched my dick"? I'm already full blown embarrassed. I don't give a shit about your dick. I don't give a shit about you.
Yeah, and technically the guy's just pointing out to himself, hey, I want to get laid.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's
more
true,
like,
you know?
Yeah, it's like, really, it's sort of like, hey, look at my dick. But not exactly, straight off the bat.
So
It's like,
technically, Sky, they can be sitting there thinking they're making fun of you when really they're just saying themselves, get me laid.
yeah,
They're being worse to themselves and they know it.
yeah. And I don't think people realize how bad it gets with us. Because kids who are really, because certain kids do fall into serious depression. Certain kids kill themselves over this shit because they feel bullied. And it is bullying.
Speaking of killing themselves over this stuff, I've seen bis and gays and lesbian stuff on on TV before, and yeah, I laugh at it. I laugh at some of it, but it gets way too into it because I don't know. Just as it is, gays are killing themselves over the people making fun of them, and now TV has it on there. So really, it makes me think of the world saying, "Oh, let's just kill everyone with disabilities and get rid of them all."
Yeah. Well, gays don't have disabilities. They choose to. Some are per se born with gay stuff, and others are said that, well, we choose to
I know,
be gay.
but still, it doesn't give you the right to sit there and make fun of them.
I think it's just them making a point, like, yeah, we kill ourselves, or we should kill ourselves because we're gay, and it's like, well, what gives you the right to play that little bargain there?
But then again, Scott, like people like me, I'm bi, and it's like, yes, I choose this, but in a way, I can't help it. It's how I'm born.
Yeah. And with me, I'm bi too. I swing both ways. And it's like, really, why would we want to be, having people say, go kill yourself. You're not worth living, or you're going against God. And it's like, well, if we're going against God, then why are we like this?
Exactly. Why are we born into this life? And then I hear people say stuff like, "Oh, you're of the devil because you're like this," and it's like, "Oh, I'm of the devil, huh? Then why did your little God put me on this damn earth?
Yeah, and
why did He create me?"
Yeah, and I'm not gonna get into the whole God's against us shit because I could go on for hours. Because
exactly.
That's a whole nother ballpark. But like, I'm just sick of hearing shit on TV. I really am. We hear like talk shows say, oh, like, oh, doing this is bad and everything else, this is bad. And it's like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah, so you want to end it there? People are coming down.